Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. We are once again live with the Brunch Gimmick, and this week I am joined once again by Big Bad Boris. Boris, how are you doing?
You know, that 30-second countdown video has a distinct lack of me in it, and I think
purpose.
I think that needs to be rectified. I mean, you know, that was made long before I started streaming. Good morning, Lawrence. How the hell are you? It is 1:00 p.m. in the afternoon where you are, correct?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, happy afternoon.
Yep. An almost afternoon to you, sir.
Fair enough.
Had a fun Saturday this week. went to Montreal Comic Con. We're going to show some stuff off that I bought
Yes,
there.
I'm excited for show and tell because you were teasing some cool stuff. So I'm interested to see that. A little bit later, we're going to watch Michael Richard Blais and Reid Matthews from LPW 32. But show and tell, I'm excited to see your haul.
Yeah, that I watched NXT last night. Technically what's going to go down is the last premium live event, both on the WWE Network and for the year.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah,
the end of an era.
Yep, man, I truly, that was like the most like, oh, everything I've wanted as a wrestling fan growing up type thing was the WWE Network. Like I just wanted to watch every old pay-per-view I can at my like whim, and that was like really, really nice. But change is happening in a month. We're getting the WWE on Netflix. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with the WWE Evolve stuff on YouTube.
I was going to bring that
documentary.
I was going to bring it up because, sorry to interrupt. I apologize. But yeah, they're killing it, and they're releasing a lot of stuff for some older fans like me. They've been releasing some of the old Coliseum home videos. This morning, Invasion of the Body Slammers, which is a classic old Coliseum home video they put up this morning. So yeah, they're really emptying out and putting up some really cool stuff, and I think that's awesome. I don't know how the Netflix experience is going to go, but the network, especially for us in Canada, because we got the stream as a TV channel, so I could just click on. But digging into those archives and stuff was really, really awesome, and I hope that still is. There's going to be a way to have access to all that stuff. Yeah, like it is. Like they've been putting up also on their YouTube site straight up like their old DVD documentaries. Like they put up Paul Heyman's and CM Punk's. Yeah, Punk's as well, right? Yeah. Like I watched Paul Heyman's yesterday. It's like a little dated because they're like, it was like just after he beat the streak with Brock Lesnar when they did it, which they don't go much into that. Like it's really like his life story up until that point, which by the way, if he wasn't a terrible person, there was at one of the sellers at Comic-Con yesterday, I had for like $150 at least like 3 foot tall Brock Lesnar, like almost stature, like toy. It's like really? Yeah. It was massive. I'm like, wow, if he was a terrible person, I might debate buying this ridiculous thing. I'm 100% the person I'll pay $150 for the dumbest shit ever. That's like the definition of Comic-Con. PWA used to at the Edmonton Entertainment Expo, we would have a couple of booths there, and some of the most fun weekends because just check out everything else that's going on and talk to the fans. And we would also do a couple of panels. The talent would do a panel, like a question and answer panel, and then they did a behind the scenes one that I got to sit in, and super fun. Love the comic expos. Yeah, like this one's their mini Comic-Con. It's like the one they do right before Christmas. It's more of like a shopping thing. It's more for like vendors. Like this is the first time they had simultaneously, like in the same hall, they had the I forget the name. But you cursed at 8 minutes. That's 2 minutes, bro. Oh, damn it. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't. No. The Hobby Expo was the Hobby Expo, where it's basically like sports cards. Okay. And they had some Montreal Canadiens there. A few old Expos players were coming through like today and tomorrow. Like when Markov was there when I was there. Well, that's cool. Yeah. But yeah, so they had the Hobby Expo too. So it was like the first time they actually had a signing for like the mini one. Okay. But usually it's more like it's for the vendors and stuff for people to get like Christmas gifts right before Christmas. It's like a fun thing they do, and to like help sell tickets for like the bigger Montreal Comic-Con in the summer. That's a smart way to do it. Yeah. So I did do a little bit of shopping. Before you get started, can I ask what T-shirt you're wearing? Oh yes, this was a speaking of news of the week. A Biggie and Kofi Kingston, they did a limited run of these shirts to help a charity during the Black Lives Matter movement. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was somebody did a artist rendering of this, and they asked the artist, and they put it on a T-shirt. Okay, that's very cool. When Biggie and Kofi did this in the ring, I think right after George Floyd. Mm-hmm.
like they both like Biggie and Kofi were like looking to do something in the ring or do something to like show their solidarity, and this is like
make
a nice
statement.
moment.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
And it was immortalizing the shirt. But yeah, it is also a rough week there for the New Day.
I still haven't watched the segment yet. I haven't seen it.
They handled that very, very well. Like WWE was quite happy with it. Apparently Triple H was really happy with it. I was listening to a podcast this morning. Like the podcasters were at the Netflix headquarters, and they're like hobnobbing with some of the WWE people, and they're saying like Triple H said that no one guessed how it was going to go down, and they were quite happy with the internet reaction, how everyone's talking about it. But all parties handle it well. Biggie like summoning the power of Will Smith from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why won't my dad love me?
How come you don't want me?
Yeah, how come you don't want me? Like same thing. Like tears. He got tears coming down his eye, trying to hug Kofi, and Kofi like trying to hug Kofi, trying to get him back. It was heartbreaking. I don't love it. New Day meant the world to me. I'm a massive New Day fan. Like when I was first getting back in wrestling, they were like one of the first acts that really like, oh, they are funny and really talented. I'm happy all three of them are together because they work really well together. This is like the type of thing that doesn't thrive much in the old WWE, and they are given like as it got more and more successful, they're given more and more leeway. The boss is in the chat. How you doing, Spencer? How's your Saturday? How's your weekend going? Yeah. So first things first. First thing I spotted, and this is the smallest one. I saw this little loose sting.
Okay, very cool. You don't see a lot of old WCW action figures in Canada, so that's cool that you get a chance to snag some of those.
There's one like I got one of the same vendor twice. He had a bunch of like loose random action figures. I also grabbed up a bunch of these. I want to see if you can guess what one of them are.
Okay.
These freeze-dried snacks.
What?
This is freeze-dried sour Skittles.
Okay.
This one. Let me see what's in there. This is free. I ate a little bit last night. They have freeze-dried ice cream.
Okay. Is that good?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not bad. Like you'd also use it for. And this one, I want to see if you can guess exactly what candy bar this was before they freeze-dried it.
I'm gonna say that is a crunchy bar.
No, it is in fact a Mars bar.
Oh, there you go. Okay, for legal purposes.
Yeah.
Freeze-dried ice cream. I don't even know the science behind that. That just blew my mind.
And she was like very nice. The vendor there like was handing out whatever you wanted to try. She'd give out as a free sample. Like I tried the freeze-dried cheese curds, which are very good.
Oh, I love cheese curds.
And she like immediately like you should have the cheese curds. Then she'd give everyone like a sample of the Mars bar to like have they cut this salty with the sweet. She was big on that.
And I know that you guys in if I may speak for you guys in Quebec, you take that shit seriously. If you make a poutine with grated cheese, it's like a sacrilege because it's not poutine. It's got to be not cheese curds. That's
by very definition. If you're using grated cheese, it's not a poutine.
I learned that. I spent
It's like disco fries or whatever the hell you want. It's not a poutine.
Well, my ex-wife's family was from very along the border of Ontario and Quebec, and we went to visit a couple of times, and I got real cheese curds. I don't remember what the place was called, but oh man, does it ever make a difference? It was good stuff.
Also,
I'm trying to sidetrack onto cheese.
No. I'm a massive Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and I just found this one loose. What says is a short-haired Cordelia, limited to 2,000 action figure.
Okay, that means nothing. Makes you happy. Then that's awesome.
Yeah, no, because I literally remember the episode where she cut her hair in like the off season or something. And like the characters remark on it too. Buffy too does like a haircut at one point, and they all like she goes invisible for an episode, and when she comes back, everyone notices that she cuts her hair.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I also picked up. This was really cool, and for like really good copy, and for $15, like it's still pretty much brand new. It's like very dated and like very much kayfabe, but the WWE Encyclopedia.
I love that thing. They put out over like a series of years, they would update it and put out new ones.
Yeah.
But it's really, really thorough. And like you can learn a lot of stuff just flipping through the A to Z. And like they've got profiles on like some of the enhancement job guys. I think I've got one.
Like it's really beautiful.
Oh no, I don't. I think I might have sold it when I sold all my books when I was poor. But yeah, really, really well done.
There's one person who does not have a picture called Jamaica Kid, which I hope is not problematic.
But yeah, I was a big fan of that. I kept that on hand during WrestleMania week in case I needed to look up facts and stuff. But yeah, really, really well done.
Yeah, that like for $15 at one of the best.
Well, that's a steal because when that first came out, that was like a $60 book or something like that.
Here it says like $50.
Yeah.
It is a really, really nice book. I was happy to grab this. And finally,
it's really good to you really enjoy flipping through that and just kind of scanning and reading some stuff. And there's some really great old pictures. You'll really like that.
And finally, the same guy I got the Sting from, he had these like in like little Ziploc bags, like a bunch of loose ones. I should have grabbed another one of them. But this one, I'm assuming it's a Dave Bautista, who I think they caught in the middle of trying to do his diving clothesline, except it looks like something different. And only one hand has articulation that sort of goes like this, and that's it. That's the only points of articulation. It's just the hand going up and down.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is there's like no way the artist didn't see what it looks like in reality. And I think he was just like, yeah, let's just put it out anyway, see if anyone says anything. And no one said anything. And it came out like this. And I'm so sorry, Big Dave. I would like to introduce everyone to what I like to call Bloatista.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind
of he's got the hand cupping the ball.
I didn't even notice that until oh, that's
the hand wide open, perfectly for the mouth. It's just they can't see anything else. He's just diving for it.
Oh boy,
perfectly stupid. It's actually a really nice Batista action figure. Outside of that, like it's like on this.
Oh, it's like mounted on a stand.
It's mounted. He's supposed to be doing like his diving running clothesline that he does, but it was caught at the worst possible moment.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
You heard about the new Wicked movie, correct?
Yes, I want to go see it. I think I might go see it next week.
They put out a line of action figures, and apparently they messed up, and they put the website for like Wicked, the adult film company, on the box of the toys. I'm like, okay, that's some quality control, but that's really cool. I understand what you were saying in the Slack now about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like it's the same thing with WWE when they launched. What is it? Pages and like a bunch of them when they brought up a bunch of like the NXT girls to the main roster. I think it was like
submission sorority.
Yep. The corporate oversight, baby. Not one person Googled it.
Yep, that ended after what did they rename it to? PCB or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Good times. Pornography, not just for breakfast anymore.
Yep, it's for brunch. It's why you have boozy brunch. But yes, this week in wrestling, we started out where we left off last week, which we talked about a little bit, and reason I'm wearing my shirt, the breakup of the New Day, which very like all parties absolutely killed it. Like I was blown away at how they just like amped up the emotion and played with the tension so beautifully throughout. Like, and like everything worked. Like Xavier being like the obvious main heel that everyone expected it to be. Then like for a second, you think Kofi's going to come out and defend E when when he's going after him, and Kofi just agreeing with him, and the crowd reacting to that immediately, just being deflated, just like shocked that Kofi's agreeing with Woods, and then both of them just turning and just like lambasting E for just having a broken neck and like starting his own life outside of wrestling, like playing with the real thing of him getting in a new relationship and being like moving in with somebody. They like mentioned her Miriam's sister, who he's in a relationship with. They mentioned her briefly.
It's worth checking out because the last time a segment was praised to me so highly was by JPJ, and it was the when Mariah May turned on Tony Storm. He's like, Boris, watch it, and I was skeptical, and I watched it, and it blew my doors off how good it was. So this is on that level. I'm gonna enjoy.
I absolutely like. I hated it because like I said earlier, I'm a massive New Day fan, and I was very adamant throughout the thing, mostly because they were too, but also like from a storytelling perspective, I was adamant that they should never break up, because like every other tag team, it's just like lazy storytelling where you just need to. It's the only way to like keep they're like break glass for emergency, like break up the team, have one turn the other. But to their credit of each man, they have found like a legendary amount of longevity for a tag team to have for 10 years to have no breakups. Even when they did technically break them up, which is when they put him on two different shows. They put him like when he won the WWE title, he was on Raw and Kofi and Woods were on SmackDown. So like the WWE did try to break them up and they wouldn't accept it. They still wore all the same matching gear. When at pay-per-views, they would they'd still like celebrate when they would win. They'd come out to celebrate the other. Like Woods and the three of them wouldn't accept that they were on different shows, and they eventually brought them back together. But like injuries and stuff, the timing was off. Like like after that, it was like constant injuries with one of them. Xavier Woods brought it up in his promo that he tore his Achilles, and then like I think that's why he wasn't here in the t-shirt I'm wearing.
Right.
He had a torn Achilles at that point. He was out for a bit. He was out for a minute, and he talked about that and how he came back from that injury and how like. But yeah, he beautifully done segment. I'm excited for the future of what they're going to do with the New Day, especially with whatever. I guess they're still calling themselves a New Day because they both tweeted out afterwards like it's a new day. Truly is a new day. Yes, it is. And they're both.
Is there any update on Big E? Do we know? Is he going to be cleared to come back, or is he done? As an in-ring talent?
Like at this point, no one says somebody's done for good. Because like advances in medicine and stuff, but he still has yet to be cleared where he's like he can take bump that it's like that it's stable enough to take. Like he has said before, he's 100% pain free. He can go about his life normally. It's just the getting into a car wreck a million times a match.
That's a whole other animal for sure. Yeah,
his neck is still not there and they're still not ready to clear him. It came out this week too that thank God, because this was honestly the best case scenario. They were planning to do this for the version of the segment either way, but they were originally going to have them side with Odyssey Jones when he was briefly replacing Big E like a month or two ago.
I don't even know who that is. Sorry.
Yeah, he was a running joke for so long because he got drafted to Raw like 2 years ago. Never came up, never seen once on Raw. Got drafted to Raw a second time, like I think at the last draft or the one before. Again, for months, nothing. And they fried him, brought him in to replace E to I think Woods or something. Kofi brings Odyssey Jones in and like Woods is against it. But yeah, they finally bring this dude in because he was a running joke. He was like on NXT briefly, but barely. And then he was just like randomly drafted to Raw and just never used. And then there were accusations about him and they fired him. They're like
Oh.
that like literally that's why he wasn't part of the segment, is because they shortly after them, like I think a week or two of him being with the New Day, like an ex-girlfriend accused him of stuff, and WWE quickly got rid of him.
Fair
like
enough.
cut him,
Okay.
got rid of him, and they sort of like don't even mention it. That's why they didn't even mention it on the like promo last night. But like originally, the original thought was for, which I thought would have been way worse. It would have made less sense, like for them to side with somebody else who isn't their guy. Like it would have bothered me more.
Yeah.
They would have sided with this random person instead of their brother Big E. But like I think they brought I don't think they have any intention of E being clear anytime soon. They just need him as the catalyst.
Well, it's just still a piece that can be used for story. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was dead. Like they need him as the catalyst to launch this new heel New Day.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. And he played his role beautifully. So it's still very much up in the air. Like part of it, like it could be wrestling, they're keeping hush up, but like Big E's also been open and honest about it. But after like every doctor's appointment, he sort of tweets out something like, yeah, I'm still not cleared, but I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy. I'm good if I never step in the ring again. I'm content with my career.
You might be too young to remember, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but Randy Orton, when he first came in and he first had that shoulder or elbow or something, they used to do the RNN news update. It was like the RNN, but like the CNN logo type font, and he would update his injury. I'm like, my shoulder is now 37% healed. But this was like during his first run when he first came in, but it was really well done. That kind of reminds me of that, but different.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still very much like, as of this point, he is not cleared. I think they're not going to feature E or have like keep them apart for the time being until there's maybe some movement there. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if they either start feuding for a title soon, or I think by Royal Rumble they're probably wrestling the Wyatt Six. I think like like it fits very much with who the Wyatt Six has been going after too. Like the Wyatt Six being like, one of their main thing is people who have betrayed family.
There you go.
Like that's everyone. That's everyone that they've gone after, is people that's like they've betrayed or done something wrong. So it makes sense that they at least hold their feud to a potential Big E match with one of them would be with them. But yeah, that was like the big emotional thing to Raw this week, and like it was a great Raw all around. I felt there was a lot of good work done from the top of bottom of the card, but like that segment definitely took the cake of what everyone was waiting for and everyone was talking about.
Was that like the main event segment, or was it somewhere?
No, that was the middle of the show.
Okay.
It was Sammy versus Seth Rollins. That was the main event match.
Oh, okay.
Where Drew McIntyre returned at the end of the match.
Okay.
Because the all that hate from the New Day raised him from the ashes, and just that man is fueled by 100% hate. And like what he did on Twitter this week, or a couple of days ago, of him making up a Fightful report like as a joke. He like did one of those tweets and just ended it per Fightful.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that. I gotta check that out too.
Just him just doing like, dude's really, really funny and just gets wrestling internet.
He's always been, very social medias and stuff. It's always been really good.
But yeah, and you got like WWE this week has been pretty good all around, I would say. You got Kevin Owens absolutely killing it. Like, when people disagree with Kevin Owens, I don't understand how they disagree with him, because he's legitimately right about his actions.
That was something. Sorry to cut you off again.
Go ahead.
But that was when I was a kid, why I hated certain heels the most, and one of them was Jesse Ventura. I believe Jesse Ventura is the greatest heel commentator because he could back up his stuff. anytime any babyface in any match stepped even remotely outside the rules, especially Hogan, he would call it out. Me as a 10-year-old kid, I'm like, well, F you, Jesse. But I'd be mad because he was kind of right. And that's what makes it, a good heel has to kind of believe in their stuff, but then be justified. And that's why I think Jesse was so good. And that's what Owens is doing. And that's cool.
Yeah. Like what's funny is it's the same space. If you ever ordered a cameo or something from him, or like, he is very famous for doing interviews and doing like social media stuff from his car, which is a very big, I'm a dad with with kids and a lot of animals. So it's the only safe space he has. Okay. But he did outside the arena in the car and had Michael Cole come to him, and they did a really good interview. And he also Sammy mentioned Kevin for the first time at the press conference, and Kevin for the first time mentioned Sammy, that he made reference that he's going to come after him soon. So that's probably going to be coming up with the next few months, probably a Mania match. But I feel if they're going to do a Mania match again, one of them has to have the heavyweight title.
Yeah, that's the only thing left really for them to do together. Yeah, it's like a WrestleMania title match kind of thing. But time will tell.
That's on SmackDown. They announced that with Netflix, they're not calling it a draft. They're saying there's a transfer portal, like in college football, is opening. So they're going to be switching around wrestlers. And people from NXT are going to be coming up within the next few weeks. And people from SmackDown and from Raw are going to be moving around.
Because, they're adding an extra hour to Raw, and then Raw going to Netflix. I'm sure they might want to shuffle around who they're featuring.
Yeah, it's exactly. There's going to be they're going to be shuffling people around when they announce this week. So I'm going to be surprised after Saturday night's main event, which, by the way, they announced, you just mentioned him, Jesse Ventura officially joining the commentary booth for Saturday night's main event.
I'm psyched. They've already announced the second one for right before the Rumble too. Yeah, I'm psyched for that. The it's getting me in the feels, in the old school feels with they got the original songs back, both that Animation one and the other one they used for the main event. So yeah, it's got me in the feels, and I'm excited for that's this coming weekend, is it not?
Yes, it's this Saturday. Which is
hence the name, not just a clever name, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, how was AEW this week? Yeah, obviously you can watch along with Boris and friends every Wednesday night.
I don't remember a lot from it because Ophelia Payne and I were chatting, but there was some Continental Classic action. We saw also the Dynamite Diamond Ring come down to Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, who are going to go one-on-one. There's lots of good matches coming up on this week's show. But yeah, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are going to go one-on-one for the Dynamite Diamond Ring this coming Wednesday. I can't remember too many specifics, but the watch-alongs are fun, but we spend a lot of time chatting and not very much time watching. But still, it's all good. And this coming week, they've got a lot of good matches. So AEW is chugging along. I just wish the Collision and Rampage were not behind a paywall in Canada, but that's another conversation for another day.
It is very dumb, and I want to see what happens if the rights come up from TSN again now that Sportsnet is losing their WWE content. There might be competition again for sports that might want wrestling content on their channel. For it to be
that's even maybe a place where an MLW might want to jump to, but so they're going to be done with Sportsnet come the new year.
Yeah, because that's why
because everything goes to Netflix.
Yeah, because all 3 shows are going to Netflix. So Sportsnet's using her.
Interesting.
But yeah, you want to queue up the match we've got for everyone today?
I've got that ready. Give me uno momento, por favor. This week we are going to feature a great match. The opening contest from the last LPW live event of the year, Michael Wisher Blais versus Reid Matthews. There's a little behind the scenes story. There's going to be some holes in the commentary. We have a little recording device called a Zoom that records really high quality that we use to record the commentary for the YouTube versions, like the nice cleaned up edited versions of the matches. And I was given a stack of used batteries to run that thing because we can't hardwire it. And the damn things kept dying. So I'm changing batteries in the middle of this match. So there might be some holes where there's no commentary, but nonetheless, this was a great match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Can you hear that, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to turn it down just a touch more. Whoop, not that much.
Could be your last time, Fitzy. I give you this one. You're official of the year.
Yeah, last live event of the year. It feels like it's going to be a long time because we don't run until the very last day of January, the last Friday of January, the 31st. But we ended the year off with a bang. If you get a chance to see that main event with Mars' Specialist and Kushida and all of the extracurriculars that happen after, definitely check that out.
It is Friday, November the 22nd, and we are live on IWTV for the final time of the year for LPW.
Reid Matthews had a hell of a year, man.
My name is Big Bad Boris. I'll be calling all the action tonight, and we are going to start off with a very, very personal rivalry with some gold at stake. As you see,
yes, he won the LPW or the Clandestine Wrestling Society Championship of Salvation and the War for Salvation the night before, the no rope kind of gauntlet thing we had going on. So that puts an extra wrinkle in the character of Reid Matthews, finishing off the year with some gold. And we all know the deal with the devil stipulation, so that's interesting as well.
And speaking of
and ever since we had somebody start manning that hard camera and moving instead of it just being a static shot, like the production looks even better. Like I'm really proud of the content we put out.
It's insane how like obviously from like when it first started, but from like show to show, how still find ways to improve stuff and constantly working on stuff is amazing. Like we don't rest on our laurels at LPW.
The LPW Challenge Championship, Michael Richard Blais put the Thickness Reid Matthews.
Speaking of Michael Richard Blais, he is going to be my guest this coming Saturday on Saturday Night Love, and we are going to watch his 30-minute draw with Cody Rhodes that happened at PWA Christmas Slam in 2017. They went to a 30-minute draw. We're going to watch that together, and that's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm super excited about that. Last night, Saturday Night Live did not go as well as I had hoped. Oren Veit did not appear, and I have still not heard from him, and all my messages are on unread, and we had been in contact constantly, including earlier in the afternoon yesterday. So I'm hoping all is well with Oren Veit and we can get that rescheduled because I had some fun stuff planned, but we'll see what happens with that. When are you coming back down to Edmonton?
Maybe next year. I'm trying to see because like there's a couple things I want to go to. Like I want to do SummerSlam this year.
Where is that?
New York or New Jersey.
Oh, is that at the stadium or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I might do Toronto, but I'm leaning against not going to Toronto this time. I've been to like every other Toronto show for the last few years. Last like 2 years.
And yeah, I guess like to me, New York is quite a jaunt, but you're already quite east, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, it's probably
not as expensive.
It's like an hour flight, if that, maybe less. And I could like take the bus too, but that takes a while.
Can you take a bus and cross the border? How does that work?
Yeah, I actually years ago. They actually now do. I think like not long after I went, they started doing wrestling there. But there's a punk rock festival in Gainesville, Florida called Fest.
Okay.
They do Fest wrestling now too, and they do like also a stand-up comedy show. But like my brother had done it like once or twice before, but we legitimately busted down from Montreal to Florida.
Oh, cool.
It was like it gets rough. Like it's 36 hours.
Oh, I could imagine on a bus. You'll notice the glove on the hand, the right hand of Michael Richard Blais in recent events. Yeah, he like legit cut off the tip of one of his fingers. I won't go into too much detail because I don't know the amount of kayfabe he wants to keep on that. But like, yeah, he legit cut off the tape. He sent me a picture of it, and it was like after he got back from the hospital, it was all cauterized and it was gnarly as hell. But yeah, that's the reason for the glove. And he said it's pretty painful, but you can't stop this guy. Just keeps moving forward.
Yeah. It was a
gross picture.
There was a
But it was funny
football player
too. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
He sent me a picture of it, and before expanding the picture, just a little thumbnail showed up in our chat, and it was a picture of his finger. I thought it was a picture of something else for a second, and I'm like, what is going on here? But then I realized, oh, that's the finger.
Yeah, there's a football player who, like, years ago, like 10 years ago maybe, Jason Pierre-Paul, like on the 4th of July during the offseason, blew off a few of his fingers when he had like held onto a firework for too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, and for like the rest of his career, he sort of had like a bandaged like club almost on his hands. He's a lineman. Luckily, not a wide receiver. He's on the line.
Goes the challenge champion. The Thickness set the fly. Oh, hang on a second.
Whoa.
The ultimate act of cowardice.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, he could have used a child. There was a child.
I
It could have
wouldn't
been
put
worse.
it past him either, you know?
Yeah.
He probably just didn't see one available within arm's reach.
Policy. A close line. On the apron, sends Blais down to the canvas again.
Oh.
I think Blais grabbed a drink or something from a fan of ringside.
Unethical, to say the least.
Reid Matthews, and that's going to change the complexion right away. Breaking on the eyes and the nose of Matthews.
But Reid has answers for all of the nefarious deeds of Michael Richard Blais early on in this match.
Answer to all of the nefarious questions.
Oh, I just said the same thing. Ah, that's funny. I just popped myself.
That MRP is used to hold on to that championship. Outside the ring now.
It would have been funny if you're on commentary being like, I just popped future Boris.
Right on target.
I'm going to laugh at that on a Sunday morning in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Citizens of the floor scurrying for safety. Up onto the shoulders. Oh, man. This spells all kinds of bad news.
Like, who does that? What the hell?
Ringside chairs.
And those chairs are pretty sturdy. Like, that sucks for everyone involved.
That was an ugly landing for the challenger. MRB back inside the ring.
Big shout out to Michael Fitzpatrick. Ending off his year of official of the year. We'll see what happens with the new awards. Voting is now open on the LPW awards. So, and I'm up for one. I've never been up for an LPW award, but I'm up for one this year, so I'm excited for that.
Matthews back under that bottom row, back inside the ring.
I mean, ring announcer of the year would, or commentator of the year would be a small, like you and potentially Veda Scott, and you might lose to Veda Scott, even though she was like they were there once, maybe this year.
One time, I believe. Yeah. Personality of the year, I'm up for. And nice kick from Reid Matthews. Look at this.
Head over heels with the German suplex.
Yeah, Reid has a pretty extensive amateur background, almost like, from what I heard, like Olympic collegiate level. So he's right at home with some stuff like that.
And most importantly, spent outside the square circle.
Oh.
Slam. Gonna hook the far leg. MRB out at 2.
Yeah, once it's all edited up and put out, I put our content against anything. It looks good. It sounds good. The in-ring work is good. I try really hard. Like, I think we put out a good product. Great referees. Like, the venue looks good. And sometimes we just luck out with stuff. Like, that's the Rec Room's Christmas tree. That's not ours. And the giant Halloween weird decoration things, those look cool, too. Again, Rec Room's not ours.
Tried to scamper to the other side, but again, Matthews had the answer. Unable to keep his shoulders down for 3, but right now, Reid Matthews again.
Yep, good stuff. Good stuff.
Successfully avoiding all the tactics of Blais that he's.
And that screen, you've been there. It's deceptively large. Like you can't really.
I haven't yet. I haven't come down yet.
Pardon me?
I haven't come down yet.
Oh, have you not been? I thought you had
No.
been here. Have you not? Have we not
No.
met face to face? I thought we had. Okay, I apologize then. Yeah, that screen deceptively large. It is huge, huge, huge.
Blais now looking to go high risk. Up on the top turnbuckle. Right into that roaring elbow.
Yeah, Reid got some new gear this year too. I thought he looked pretty badass wrestling in the jeans too, though, kind of like a John Moxley sort of thing. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know why we're zoomed in. There we go. Hey, I love a good spine buster, man. Yeah, so you don't hear anything right now because I'm frantically switching batteries in the Zoom because everything's connected through that Zoom. So like even on the live stream, there's no commentary because everything runs through that Zoom. So I'm furiously right now like switching out used batteries because there's certain points in the finish that I need to get across. So I'm like, damn it, I need batteries. So I'm missing all of this great action. People must have thought I fell asleep or something. Yeah, I thought that you had been down. I apologize. I must have you confused with some other handsome bastard.
Probably Zach. All people from Montreal look alike.
Yeah, that is false.
Yeah. Although I don't know how. Like my beard was longer at the time, but like twice from two different people. Like once in Toronto, once here in Montreal, I got that I look like Sami Zayn. Don't even remotely look like Sami Zayn. Twice I got that.
You know what? Actually, if I was to color your...
No.
Okay, sorry.
Seeing as I actually run into Sami Zayn like maybe once a month ish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause he lives not far from where I work.
Okay.
I'll say that. So like, yeah, sometimes I like say hi to him quickly on the street, like, and it's like his wife's usually with him. She's very, very nice.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, but like, and the third time was another. Somebody's like, there's a woman who's like a regular at the IWS shows who thought I looked like another independent wrestler who famously looks a lot like Sami Zayn as well.
Oh, great camera shot there. That was amazing.
Oh yeah,
that was red. Was that Nick? Good job, Nick. I gotta send Nick a text message after this and say, dude, that was fantastic. If you colored your beard red, I would definitely get a Sami Zayn vibe from your face, and that's meant as a compliment.
Oh, you counted 3, ref. Too late.
Listen, the 5th is the best in the business.
This matchup will continue. MRB on the receiving end of a substantial amount of punishment in our opening contest.
A substantial amount of punishment. That's a fancy way of saying he got hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Matthews might have been looking to go for down with the thickness, but caught. Hard shots to the skull. MRB.
Yeah, I could watch these guys all day. It's been really fun for me, especially to see the evolution of Reid from when he first came into PWA all those years ago to now, because it's just like awesome watching him grow into the performer that he is, but he's also just, pardon me, just a great guy, just a quality human being. So you always want to hope for the best of those guys, but like, the future is bright for Reid. Super talented young guy, positive attitude, likable. Yeah, big fan of Reid Matthews.
How you doing, Dara? How are you doing, Sandy? How's your day going? Or like night, I guess you're in Germany. Oh yes, NXT Deadline. I enjoyed it. I do like. I really like the Irons. I didn't get to talk about it. I do like the Iron Survivor idea. I think it's a lot of fun. It's one of those things that seems more convoluted than it actually ends up being. And like both finishes were fairly cool. Like Obafemi pinning 2 people at the same time for 2 points. like made sense for him, and that like him winning the thing, which is like
dangerous position, inches
I like obviously with like the Netflix,
down to the
like we're saying before, the transfer portal. I think it means with the two people who won the Iron Survivors, I think like Julia and Obafemi are both winning the titles, and Trick and Thing are both getting called up. Like I think they're two obvious call ups.
for a superplex, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah, that
Works.
I'd say the only reason not to do it is because the main roster
Trying to take over.
already took War Games from NXT. Like I do like that's the oh that's a nice suplex. I do like that that NXT has sort of become the ironing out point and like training ground for like new gimmicks.
So what you're saying is they use it to develop things.
Yeah, exactly. But like the main roster has already taken War Games. I like that they have this special match just for them, and it works out really well. Like the frantic pace, the people being in the penalty box worked out better than I thought it was, especially when like there's only like a couple minutes left and everyone's tied at 1 and then the person needs a fall. I think they booked both matches very well. I think with like the heavyweight title match, I think it was obvious Trick was going to win. I think it's the like they weren't going to go away. And the underground match was a lot of fun. Like
I don't mean to interrupt, but look at MRB. This is a great piece of storytelling. Look at him basically take, and I'll say it because he's not here, take the bitch way out. And I don't know if it's on this. No, it's not. But Reid cuts a great promo after this talking about how he didn't take the title, but it took something much more important than that, and that's he's got MRB scared. He stole his pride. Really, 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 really good stuff. Really, really, really great match. And I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that's
no, go ahead.
A big plot development as we move into 2025.
Yep. Big year coming up for LPW again. We're just getting bigger.
All right. Are you ready to put a bow on this?
Yeah.
And I'm only saying it because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yep. Yeah, Sandy, I'll just say like the Raw version was a lot more cartoony than it's a lot more cinematic and cartoony than what they're trying to do now. They're trying to do now more of like a blood sport style, especially that a lot of that NXT roster are doing blood sport. They're definitely taking, although I don't like them taking the other like NXT talent and like independent wrestlers to go around the ring during the match. Like it doesn't need it.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Yeah, and then like slamming on the mat like it's a little much after a little bit. But yeah, they
it was very, you know what, that felt, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I've done that so many times that I apologize. That whole thing with all those guys around the ring looked very pandemic to me.
Yeah. Both of them absolutely killed it. Like Lola Vice, super great. Like that match was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. But yes, Boris, this week, what's going on with you? Just mentioned earlier, but you can tell people again. Tell like Sandy and Dara in the chat what's going on with Saturday Night Love on Saturday night.
So first of all, I'll be back on Wednesday night for the AEW Dynamite watch along. I don't promise Ophelia Payne will be there, but I'm hoping so. And whoever else wants to pop by, that'll be Wednesday night on the YouTube and the Twitter machine. This coming Saturday, Saturday Night Love on twitch.tv/lovewrestlingca. I will be joined by God's gift to wrestling that we just saw, Michael Richard Blais, and we are going to watch the 30-minute draw that he had in 2017 in PWA against the current reigning and defending WWE champion Cody Rhodes. So definitely tune in for that. Follow me on all the social media things on @BORIS, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, as Sandy mentioned, our next time we are live will be Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. with Drew and JPJ for Firmly WWE. They will once again be talking about and breaking down. They don't always break down NXT, but I think they'll probably break down the show this weekend and Raw and SmackDown and setting up the return of Saturday night's main event, which is coming up this upcoming Saturday, which is the last big show before the new year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about the Saturday night main event, them bringing in Jesse Ventura back. As for me, you can catch me on my socials at CartSandyG on Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky. The Blue Sky address is right there. Yeah, you can catch me right back here next Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, on the Brunch Gimmick. Thanks, Boris, again for joining
Always
me
a
this week.
pleasure.
A lot of fun. Sandy, thanks for coming and hanging out right here at the end. A lot of fun talking to you, Dara, and thank you for coming in and say hey. And in case you missed it, I'll have my friend Blotista, the most awkward positioning, just right up
so
to that
good.
camera. Just
Fantastic.
Perfect. Yep. Signing out. We will see you right back here next week for the Brunch Gimmick. See you later, everyone.
Thanks, guys.